This is how Judd for boxing. So shortly, Alexandra Palace and Darts were joined once again by Johnny Nelson. Today is finally here. It's Super Sunday, Johnny. How do you feel, mate?
It's nice. It's actually weird. You're losing all space of time, man. You get a sense of time because, and we've had a good weekend of boxing as well. Friday, Saturday, 2 shows. A show this afternoon. It's a pity couldn't make it a regular slot, but usually you're up against the football, so that's what makes it a bit hard.
What's the atmosphere like out there? Obviously, you've been here probably a little bit longer than I have. What are the atmosphere like with the crowd and obviously with the fan park, etc.? It looks really. There's just such a different vibe, I'd say, Johnny.
I've been here for the darts, and it's a proper buzzing atmosphere. And they've got the courtyards outside selling pizza, selling whatever they're doing. It's a Sunday where the fans can think, you know what, let's go and take a stroll up to the Alexandra Palace this Sunday. And it's just cool. It's all right. Good vibe, good energy.
Family atmosphere, I'd say, for Sunday, is it? Or is it similar atmosphere as a normal boxing event?
I think it's more of a family atmosphere. Are you all right? You good? Swallow it up. Be patient, man. Be patient.
There's that Chelly walking behind me just to make that known. But yeah, carry on, sir.
Yeah. It's a nice family atmosphere, and so I think it brings in a different crowd because Sundays is when most people spend time with their family. So why not?
Zach Chelly just seen walk by. Obviously, the fight with Laroch has been postponed due to the injury with Laroch. I've just spoke to Zach. He's very disappointed, very upset. Doesn't really trust what's been brought out so far. But what do you know so far, Johnny? And there's not much to go on so far. Just Laroch's been injured.
I understand that. Both fighters got on the scales. Both fighters have had to make the weight. If you're not going to fight for whatever reason, then you do it a long time before you've got to struggle to get on the scales at the weight. And so that's number one. Number two, I just think, well, you know what, it is what it is. Yeah, the fight will happen. I understand Zach Chelly being gutted because Zach has wanted his fight forever and a day. Zach has been chasing his fight for a long time, and so therefore he put his heart and soul into it. So I do feel for him.
Yeah, it's a long feud as well. I didn't know it was as long a feud as Zach told me made out. There seems to be a big rivalry with this fight.
3 years, and this was Zach's world title fight. And so now, you know, he's having to wait. He's having to wait until the opportunity comes again, which I understand. You know, so it will happen, but no, these things happen.
Yeah, of course. I mean, let's first of all hope that Laroch is okay and safe and sound. But looking forward to this event today. Headline Adam Azim. What are you expecting from Adam tonight?
I expect Adam to get an inside the distance stoppage. I reckon inside 6 rounds. I think Adam domestically will clean up, and his biggest test will be Dalton Smith on a domestic level. That's in my opinion, and that's a little down the line. But until then, we can enjoy the growth, the story, the path of Adam Azim. And let's just think, and he's going to get many fighters, he's going to get many haters in his division that are going to scoff at the attention and the hype that's surrounding him. And I understand that because you'll have that professional jealousy. But I think on this level, I think he cruises through. I think he gets an inside resistance stoppage.
What route would you like to see him take towards the world title? He said to me he'd like to go through the traditional route. Ben said to me he doesn't seem there would be the fighters out there domestically. But is it a fast track with Adam or what is it?
The reason why we've had many world champions from this country that have never boxed for a world title is because other fighters in the division have thought, nah man, I'll wait until he's out of the way. So they're hanging about for a British title fight, they're hanging about for a European title fight. I'm quite sure Adam would like to do it through the traditional route, but again, you know, this fighters that didn't have the British title that were world champions, that dominated, you know, and I'm quite sure he would if he could do that. I just think it will be hard for him because it'd be too good for his own good.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. And there's going to be some really hard domestic fights for those British title fights anyway. It could be a slip-up, let's say, with those fights.
Yeah, there could be a slip-up, and but that's what I'm saying. But it depends on how good you are and how much faith you have in your fighter. And I'm quite sure there's a lot of faith in Adam, and he's proved that. So it's down to the public to make their mind up of how far they think this young man could go. What they should do is look at other fighters that have come from these shows and been world champion and look at them at a domestic level and look how they handle domestic opposition and then make the comparison. And that will give you a good blueprint indication to how good or how far someone can be or can go.
Yeah, and you mentioned Dalton Smith. How far later down the road is that fight?
Well, Dalton Smith's working with us today, actually, in this one. So that fight, I think Dalton Smith here. I think you're talking a while away. Yeah. If it was me, I'd build that fight up. So, and I'd give it a year, 18 months to cook first the season, and boom, make that fight on, and that'd be a good fight.
I have to touch on last night as well, away from this card today. Dillian Whyte back in action. Wasn't exactly best pleased with his own performance, but how do you assess it?
He got the win. That's important. Everybody has an off night. Unfortunately, Dillian had an off night when it's never a good time to have an off night, but last night wasn't a good time to have an off night.
Did he win the fight, in your opinion?
Yeah, I thought he won. I thought he performed under par. But again, did he perform under par, or is that who he is today? I think Dillian, personally, I think he just had an off night. We'll know with his next fight, whoever that is, however it goes. I know they're talking it might be AJ, but that's part of the hype. We'll see where it goes and when it happens.
Is that a fight again you're after last night's performance that you're looking forward to?
Yeah. It'd be good for AJ and good for Dillian, and it'd be good for the public. It's a big domestic fight. Neither of these guys are the sort of guys that are comfortable fighting in front of 10,000 people. They're 15, 20, 30,000 and the rest people. So, and that's that kind of fight.
Is it a stadium fight in your eyes, or is it more of an arena fight? Is it? Would it fill out a stadium?
Oh, I don't know. Hold on. I'm trying to think. Depends on how the build-up is. Depending on how the build-up is. Listen, you've got Tyson Fury against FuryChazora. Where's that?
Yeah, but that's not selling out. Let's be honest. That's what we've been told. It's not selling out.
Let's just wait until the weekend. Yeah, let's just wait, and that again will tell you the story if it is a stadium or not fight.
AJ said Tyson Fury or Wilder next. Those are the only real two fights out there other than Dillian Whyte, isn't it?
I'm sure that's on his wish list. I don't think that'll be the case, but I'm sure that's his wish list.
Why not?
I think the trust between one of those parties is completely gone. I do believe the Wilder fight, it's a possibility, but I just think the business side of it. AJ's talking from a fighter's point of view. They're businessmen, the promoters. They'll talk from their point of view. So let's just wait. I'd be surprised if that was the next fight, but it's his wish list, and that's a good wish list.
Also, just to touch on other things, Lawrence Okolie, what exactly do you understand with the situation regarding his contract?
I know as much as you do. Simplify, he's got one fight left on his contract, to my understanding. He doesn't think he has, Eddie thinks he has. They're arguing contractually over that situation, and I can see frustration in the things that Lawrence is saying, and I'm quite sure I can see him in Eddie as well. My only advice in this would be, to me, I'd lose a battle to win a war. And in doing that, what I'm saying is, if you lose a battle to win a war, he's going to realise he spent a year, maybe 2 years fighting a fight when he should be in the ring fighting. Do the one fight, honour the one fight contract, then move on with the rest of your career. The money you've earned in the ring, you don't want to be spending it on this kind of thing. Make your argument. If you don't think your man's got a case, then ignore him, move on, do your own thing. If he hasn't got a case, he can't do nothing about it. But I just think it's a shame, because I just think this is a crucial time of Lawrence's career as a world champion. This is the time when he should be developing. He should be 2 or 3 fights down the line now in his career. And he's just had to put the pause button on for a while because of what's going to happen outside the ring, which is a shame.
What fight is there out for him next, though?
Domestically, there's Riyadh. That fight could happen. Maurice Brady's his ringside. There's fights that are there, unifications that are there. He's a champion, so he's in a strong position. But he needs to be careful. He doesn't find himself in a position where the WBO say you've got to defend your title by this time, otherwise you're getting stripped. He needs to be careful of that, because once he's stripped, he's going to have to fight for his position again. And it's back to the beginning.